Good morning, guys, girls. Rob with you today. And the picks are in. Okay. Darlene has hers. I'll put Darlene's name right here. And Rob has his. And let me tell you, we've got some upsets. We've got some upsets coming this way. We really think there's going to be upsets brewing. So, without any further delay, let's go to the first, to the South. Let's go to the South bracket, okay? And Alabama, we both have Alabama winning their first game. We both have West Virginia beating Maryland. Darlene has Charleston winning. I have San Diego State winning their game. Darlene has Virginia winning. I've got Furman in an upset. I think they beat the University of Virginia in the first round. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. We're going to see what happens there. Oh, yeah, I forgot my water. Thank you. Oh, it's not even water. It's ginger ale. Thank you. So I've got Furman. I got Furman pulling the upset over Virginia. Next, we both like Creighton, the Blue Jays. We both like it. That team, they were picked top 10 at the beginning of the year. They're starting to get their rhythm. They're going to be a tough team to beat, I think. We both like Creighton in the first round. Darlene likes Santa Barbara to pull the upset against Baylor. I like Baylor in this game, but she says Santa Barbara is going to pull the upset. We'll see what happens there. We both like Missouri to win their first round game, and we both like Arizona to win their first game. That's the South for you. Let's go to the East. And Purdue, by a lot of accounts, maybe the best team in this tournament. I don't necessarily think they are, but they're a lot better than Texas Southern or FDU. They're not going to lose that game. Darlene likes Florida Atlantic. I like Memphis in this game. I think Memphis is too physical. We'll see what happens. I think they're too physical on the boards. And I think it's going to be a paint game. I really do. Both of us like Duke big against Oral Roberts. I don't think this is going to be a close game. I think Duke blows them off the court probably about 30 or 40 points. Oral Roberts does not belong in this game against this team. Darlene likes Louisiana. I like Tennessee in this next first round game, and the winner of that team will get to play Duke. Winner of that game gets to play Duke. She likes Louisiana. I like Tennessee. She also sees another upset. She says Providence is going to beat Kentucky first round. I like Kentucky in this game. Kentucky has a lot of depth, and they can shoot the basketball. But Providence, the Friars, they've pulled upsets before, so don't be surprised if they do it. I like Kentucky. Darlene likes Providence. Kansas State, we both like K-State in this game. I feel like they're a well-grounded team. I think this team can go very deep in this tournament. Kansas State, the Wildcats, I like them in this game. We both like USC in the upset of Michigan State. USC loves to run the ball up and down the floor, and they've got a lot of good athletes. USC, the upset here against Michigan State. Marquette is simply came out and beaten the teams they should have beat most of the year. Marquette, no doubt, is a lot higher and better than Vermont. They beat Vermont, and they'll blow them off the floor. let's go over to the Midwest. And we both like Houston here. Houston, they are, if they're not one of the classes of the field, they are up there. They are a top 5 team, and there's no doubt about it. Houston wins that game big. She and I both like Auburn to beat Iowa here. Iowa's a good team, and don't be surprised if Iowa wins. But I like Auburn just because they've been tested all year against teams like Alabama, Tennessee. We'll see what happens, but I really, really, really like his Southeastern Conference this year. I like Auburn. Miami, we both have Miami moving on, beating Drake in that game, and we both like Indiana in their game against Kent State. We both like Iowa State, the Cyclones. We'll see what happens there. We both like them. I actually like them pretty big against Mississippi State here. And then we both like Xavier to win. So we've almost got, we've picked almost the same teams until now. Darlene likes Penn State. I like Texas A&M. Penn State, they are, they're the Big Ten runner-up in the tournament. They played really well in the tournament, and this is the time of the year you want to play well. They're capable of winning this ball game. I know they are. I think Texas A&M, their height, and they really, 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 they play SEC basketball. SEC basketball means you got to be kind of physical. I like them in this game, but Penn State, don't be surprised if they pull the upset here. And then we both like Texas in that first round. Let's go down to the West. The final 8 games of the first round. Kansas, no brainer there. We both like them. I like Arkansas. She likes Illinois. She's going with that Big Ten. I'm going with the SEC. Arkansas has been tested. They've been road tested this year. They have played some tough games. They've won some big games this year. I like the Hogs. She likes the Illini. VCU. I like VCU right here in the upset of St. Mary's. Darlene's running with chalk here. She likes St. Mary's straight across. I like VCU to pull the upset. UConn. We both like UConn here. The next game, I like TCU. Darlene likes Arizona State. This is probably going to be a push down, knock down, drag out brawl. TCU, they're a tough team, but they've been blown off the court a couple times this year. So is Arizona State. This is a tough one to pick, but I'm taking TCU. She's taking Arizona State. We both like Gonzaga in their first round game. I like Northwestern. I'm actually going back to the Big Ten here. I like Northwestern in this game. They have a little bit of height, and they can shoot the basketball pretty well. Boise State, they've played all over the U.S. this year, and they've played well. This should be a really, really good game. She's going with Boise State. I'm going with Northwestern. And then finally, first round, we both like UCLA. Let's go to the second round. We got Alabama against West Virginia. On my board, I like Alabama. So does Darlene. She likes Alabama. Charleston against Virginia. She likes Virginia. I've got San Diego State against Furman. So we picked totally different games there. I like San Diego State to move on to second round. Creighton, the Blue Jays against UC Santa Barbara. She's liking Creighton. She's liking the Blue Jays here. Creighton against Baylor. I like Baylor in this game. I think Baylor knocks Creighton off. Creighton has not played well all year. They're just starting to get their wheels, like I say. But I think they're going to – I think at the end of the first weekend, they're going to be done. They will not make a Sweet 16. Baylor is my pick there. Missouri and Arizona, we both like Arizona here to make his Sweet 16. Now we're going down to the East, and we have Purdue against Memphis, I do. I like Purdue. Purdue against Florida Atlantic. She likes Purdue as well. Duke against Tennessee in my board. I like Duke in this ball game. I think Duke right now is playing better than anybody in the country, and I'm including Houston and I'm including Alabama. Alabama and Houston may be more talented, but I think Duke's playing the best basketball in the country right now. They're coming off of 9 straight wins. Duke, Louisiana, she likes Duke as well to go to the Sweet 16. Kentucky, Kansas State. This is where I think Kentucky gets derailed. I like Kansas State. Darlene didn't even like Kentucky to get out of the first round. She doesn't like the Providence Friars here. She's going with Kansas State, the Wildcats. I've got USC and Marquette as the last one in the second round. I like Marquette in this game. So does Darlene. She's going with Marquette over USC. Let's go over to the Midwest. We got Houston against Auburn. We both pick Houston to go to the second round here in the Sweet 16. Miami and Indiana. I like Miami in this game. I really do. Miami has really shown up for big games in the ACC this year. ACC may not be as good a conference as 25, 35 years ago, but they're pretty darn good. I like Miami in this ball game. Darlene's running with Indiana. Iowa State and Xavier. I like Xavier. Iowa State and Xavier. Darlene likes Xavier. Texas A&M against Texas. I like the Longhorns. While she's got Penn State against Texas, she likes the Longhorns to make it to the Sweet 16. Kansas and Arkansas on my board. I like Kansas. Kansas and Illinois. She likes Kansas. Kansas is a very, very, very good team. St. Mary's against UConn. She's got the upset here going on. St. Mary's makes it to the Sweet 16. And let's see. VCU against UConn. I like UConn going to the Sweet 16. Arizona State against Gonzaga. Darlene likes Gonzaga going to the Sweet 16. I got TCU against Gonzaga. Upset City. TCU wins this ball game. I like TCU to go to the Sweet 16. Boise State, UCLA. Darlene likes UCLA. Darlene likes UCLA. And Northwestern against UCLA. I like UCLA. Now let's go back to the Sweet 16 now. She's got Alabama against Virginia. And she's got the Cavaliers coming up short here. Alabama to the Elite Eight. Alabama against San Diego State. I like Alabama huge in this ballgame. They may win this ballgame by 40. Alabama wins big. Next, she's got the Creighton Blue Jays against Arizona. She's running chalk here. Arizona goes to the Elite Eight. I like Baylor over Arizona in this ballgame. I think the Baylor Bears make it to the Elite Eight. Next, Darlene, Purdue, and Duke. Darlene has the upset. Duke Blue Devils going to the next round. Guess what? I got Duke beating Purdue as well. Elite Eight time for Duke. Kansas State and Marquette. Darlene likes Marquette. I like Kansas State in this ballgame. I think Kansas State is a team that could go very, very deep in this tournament, even to the Final Four possibly. We'll see. But I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas State makes it that far. I think they're a great team. Next, Darlene has Houston against Indiana. She likes Houston to make it to the Elite Eight. I got Houston against Miami. This is where the hurricane ends. Houston makes it to the Elite Eight. Next, we have Xavier against Texas. We both have those two teams there. She likes Xavier to pull the upset. I like the Longhorns to get to the to the Elite Eight. Kansas and St. Mary's. And guess what? She likes St. Mary's to pull the upset of Kansas. She's got them going to the Elite Eight. Darlene's running with this St. Mary team. I like Kansas here against UConn. I think Kansas, well coached, very good team. They're going to be very tough to beat. If St. Mary's wins this game, she's going to be one of the few and one of the elite herself to make it that far. And then finally, Gonzaga against UCLA. She likes Gonzaga to win this game. Elite Eight time for the Zags. I've got TCU against UCLA. I like UCLA making it to the Elite Eight. Now, Alabama against Baylor. I like Alabama making it to the Final Four. Alabama against Arizona. She likes Alabama in the Final Four. Next, she has Duke against Marquette. She likes Duke to make it to the Final Four. I got Duke against Kansas State. I stressed with this one a long time. I like Duke to make it to the Final Four, though. Next, she has Houston against Xavier, and she likes Houston, the Final Four. Houston against Texas, I see an upset here. I like Texas, the Longhorns, making it to the Final Four. And then finally, St. Mary's against the Zags of Gonzaga. She likes the Zags, Gonzaga, to make it to the Final Four. Kansas against UCLA. I like Kansas here. So I've got 3 number ones making it to my Final Four. And then finally, we got both have Alabama versus Duke on that one side. Darlene likes Duke to make it to the national championship game. And I like Duke. Filipowski right now, maybe he's the rookie of the year. And in my mind, if he plays a tournament that I'm expecting him to play, he could be the tournament MVP. Filipowski is going to be very tough. Duke makes it to the national championship game. Houston against Gonzaga. Darlene likes Houston to be Duke's opponent in the national championship. I like Kansas over Texas. I think Texas makes it to the Final Four, but that's as far as they go. Kansas versus Duke. And then now we finally have Duke versus Houston for Darlene. Darlene's running with Duke. She likes Duke to win this national championship. And so do I. I like Duke to beat Kansas. And we're both running with Duke this year. And we didn't look at each other's papers or anything, but I like Duke to beat Kansas to win the national championship this year. I really think Duke getting healthy, 3 weeks ago, makes all the difference in the world. And these players shouldn't be tired because a lot of them didn't play a lot this year. But they are 5-star recruits. They are no longer freshmen. They are now college players. And they're not going to be college players much longer because they're going to be lottery picks in the draft. Duke's got at least 2 lottery picks that's going to be coming out this year. I think Filipowski definitely comes out. And, he's the closest thing we've seen to Dirk Nowitzki in a long, long, long time. 7-1, and the majority of his game is outside the paint. So we'll see what happens. And Shire may end up knocking all of the rumors out that he didn't belong as the coach of Duke. I got Duke winning it all. We'll see what happens. Tell me who you think is going to win the national championship, and also the biggest upset you've got in the tournament. Darlene has Mount St. Mary's. St. Mary's going a long ways in this tournament. St. Mary's could do it. Well, we'll see. But mine is Kansas State. I like Kansas State to pull some upsets and make it to the Elite Eight. You all have a great, great rest of your day. God bless. Or do I have them going to the Final Four? No, Elite Eight. That's it. But I like Kansas State to win some games here. I really do. You all have a great one. God bless. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.